Right, so this is the steering idler arm out of the Carry. That's the bush that came out of it. I'm not sure if you can see, but she is quite a bit out of round. There was quite a lot of play in there. And the other part of the play is actually the bracket itself. The hole is oblong now. So between the two of them, between the bush and the bracket, I was getting nearly 5mm of play in that. So I cut a piece of milk line out of the cow shed. I've just tested this stuff here, and that's drying and sticking to that pretty good, which is it's a retaining compound for setting bearings. So I'm going to use that. This pipe here is a perfect fit for that, or a tight fit. So I'm going to cut a piece of that, put that there fits inside there. It's a tight fit, which is good. So I'll cut a piece of that, and that'll go in there, and that'll become my bush. The only reason I'm using that piece of pipe is it's a bit loose, and that'll just give me a packer. So I'll get that all done, and then that'll give me a new bush. There's the bits cut out, so they will get welded in there. And what that is going to do is give me a lot more meat to stop the bolt flogging out the hole. This is the second time this is flogged out, and I've got a hell of a lot of play in the steering wheel. So it's all welded together. Put a coat of just an aerosol enamel over it just to seal it off. So with that, and that, ready to go. I got asked if I could do something about the seat as well. Really not sure what to do with that. It's on a track, and I've got this brand new tractor one here, which I don't know how durable that's going to be. My only option, I think, but see, part of the problem as well is the seat is actually that holds the back, and the tractor one doesn't have a back. So yeah, I don't know how I'm going to do this. So I've got the seat stripped. There it is with the thing. As you can see, she's not too good, and this steel is so thin. I mean, that must be under 1mm, must be at least 0.8, which I was quite surprised for a seat. But anyway, I'm going to have a go at patching it and welding it just with panel steel and my 200 amp welder using 1.2 flux core wire. So alright, there's the first patch, pretty much just banged out nice and easy. Like I said, it's only a seat, I don't care. I've marked around the edge of it, and I will cut maybe 15mm inside and leave a lip all the way around. The reason for that, I don't need to butt weld this. It's not an exterior panel or anything that needs to be looking absolutely perfect. All I need to do is weld it in, and this steel is so thin that I would be much better off to lap it and then weld my patch to this. That way I'm not welding on the edge of that. Then I can come around underneath, just tap it up nice and tidy. A bit of glue if I want, but I'll probably just put some tacks on the inside just to hold it in place. So I'll cut that out, and then we'll start paneling. Okay, so that's all cut out. I've just gone around with the wire wheel and cleaned up some of the edges to get rid of some of the rust. This here's going to be getting replaced. I've got to do all this side as well. I'm not going to rust kill it until I've welded everything in. I won't weld the bottom, I'll leave the gap there, and once everything's welded in from the top, then I can flip it over and rust kill it, and then I'll tap these edges down so there's no big sharp edges sticking up underneath, and just give them a spot every couple of inches or so all the way around to hold it in place, and put some sealer over it from underneath. But if I try and rust kill it now, when I try and weld this, that's going to be an issue. This is such thin steel that, yeah, I don't really want to be doing that with rust kill or paint or something all over it. So I'll get it all welded and bare steel, the whole thing, and then I'll go around and rust kill it. That's in place, so now I will make a patch here, I think, and then one long one right down the side to fill up all the rust all the way up and down here. So here it is, about 6 to 8 months after I did all the work on this. As you can see, she's pulling 400 to 500 kgs of PK trailer. Yeah, it just gets abused. It's a farm wagon. Doesn't matter. It's a farm truck. Don't really care. Mechanically, she's all together. I know the steering's pretty strong and good because I did that myself. The seat, I didn't include it in my other video, but I just, after I finished welding it, I took it in and had it recovered. I think it cost me $200 to get that done. But it's done properly and we'll get another 5-10 years out of it. So it's not a lot of money for something like that, just to keep it together. You're jumping in there in wet weather gear, you don't want a wet butt there when you jump in the next morning and freezing cold in the morning. So yeah, you can see all the pillars. I made all the pillars. Yeah, it's had a hard life, this wagon. I made this cage when I first got it. It's got doors on the sides and a big door at the back. Great for throwing calves in if you need to in a hurry in the middle of carving, but I have made a little calf trailer as well. When I got this truck, it had rust everywhere all around the bottom of these, and you can see where I just cut it off and welded it up. But yeah, I mean, I've had this truck 6 years now, and it's had a hard life, but at the same time it's been quite reliable, other than the Suzuki running gear, which is pretty weak, but I've modified a lot of that now. Okay, take care guys.